Police in Australia say 2 people are in custody after a shooting has been reported at Bondi Beach. Several people are reported to have been injured in this popular tourist area just outside of Sydney. Police have confirmed that they're responding to a serious incident along the beach and they're calling for people to take shelter. Australia's Prime Minister's office says that they're aware of the situation and that they urge people to follow police instructions. Shots were reportedly fired near Campbell Parade. These are the latest pictures coming into us. That's a street running along the beach. You see people there running away from the beach or away from the sand, crossing the road into the neighboring parking lots and parks that border the road. Police are asking people to avoid the area altogether. Al Jazeera's Danielle Robertson is making her way to the scene. Danielle, you're joining us on the phone right now. What have you been able to learn so far?
Yeah, so far we have heard that there are, in fact, multiple ambulances surrounding the area where I am now in Bondi. I'm not sure if you can hear them in the background. There's been multiple police cars and there's also a helicopter flying overhead of me right now. That's a police helicopter, as there are concerns that this has now expanded not just to Bondi, it's now expanded to other areas 2 kilometres to the east and west of this area. There is a big emergency response at the moment, and I've been sent some vision by friends and family that live in this area, and the vision does show 2 men getting out of a vehicle in Bondi Beach, and there was vision of them firing what looks like rifles on Bondi Beach. I've also been told that, they heard gunfire around 6:50 this evening, and that's really a time on a Sunday evening in the peak of summer where thousands of people were outside in the Bondi area, out on the beach and out on the grass. And we've seen footage taken by locals that do show what appears to be 2 men wearing black and firing, as I said, what appears to be rifles from the top of a footbridge just in front of the beach. Also, we saw lots of people hiding and running and hiding behind railings along that beachfront there. Of course, New South Wales Police are urging people to stay clear of the area. And we've also seen some footage that I've been sent by some friends as well, with multiple paramedics down on the grass area just in front of the beach, with a number of people being injured, lying on the ground there that are being treated at the moment, and other people being loaded into ambulances on stretchers. Of course, this was a time when many people were out for dinner and walking along the beach, being the height of summer right now. Someone also telling me they thought it was just fireworks. They didn't think it was going to be anything worse. A very unprecedented event that happens in Australia and in Sydney, and in particular Bondi Beach. We have seen some footage of people panicking and running. Police have also said that they do have some people in custody, but they have confirmed that the police operation is still ongoing. I'm not sure if you can hear the ambulances surrounding me at the moment.
We could hear them, Danielle. We're also watching all the latest pictures that are coming into us. I want to confirm something with you. Police are still treating this as an active incident, meaning shooters might still be... 2 shooters, they report having arrested 2 suspects, but do they believe that there might be other shooters at large?
Yeah, in the early stages of this, I am getting unconfirmed reports from witnesses and friends and families in other areas besides Bondi Beach. I can just hear the helicopters flying over here now, this is actually expanded past Bondi Beach, so a couple of kilometres to the east of Bondi in another area called Dover. And there is a potential situation happening in another area called Coogee, which is another couple of kilometres down the road. So I think from early reports, unconfirmed, that it's not just contained to Bondi. So this is still very much an active situation, is what I am hearing, and that it is in fact expanding to other areas. So people have been getting alerts to get indoors in those other areas as well, and try to get to a safe area. And they've sort of set up exclusion zones around in Bondi, and I think in other areas now too. The public that are in these locations are constantly being told to move further back, and a lot of people are obviously rushing home even if they're close by in other suburbs. So yes, still very much an active scene, with unconfirmed reports that it has expanded to other areas and there could potentially be other people, but again, or other active shooters. But again, that has not 100% been confirmed by police. That's just what I'm hearing from witnesses on the ground. And yes, there's New South Wales ambulance say that, they've dispatched more than, 25 ambulances in the area, particularly at the scene in Bondi, where medical teams still remain. They're there at the moment, still treating multiple patients at the scene. Many have already been now transported to various hospitals in the area. Bystanders have sent me some footage of that down at
Danielle,
Bondi.
let me reset for our viewers. Many people will be turning on their TVs now, just getting the news through their phones for many people. It is just past 8 p.m. Sydney time, so 8 p.m. local time where this has happened, just past 9 GMT. This was signaled to us only moments ago. We are talking about an active situation that has occurred on Bondi Beach, popular beach for both tourists and residents of Sydney, that is just a few kilometres off east of the central business district in Sydney on Australia's east coast. And what the police are telling us is that there was gunfire. And it appears that shooters... Okay, let's look at this video right here. These are the latest pictures coming into us. So one thing they show us is people fleeing what they clearly perceive to be a danger. We hear the gunshots there.
Yes, that's correct. We have had reports that there were around 50 gunshots down at Bondi Beach, where people then were sort of running away from that active incident, and there were multiple people that have been injured down at Bondi Beach. And as you say, it's just gone 8 p.m. here local time now, but this did happen at around 6:50 p.m. Again, one of the peak areas where many people are out on the beach at this time. There were events going on down at the beach, down on the grass, thousands of people around the area. And yes, we did see vision what looked like of those two men that had walked up on a footbridge just behind the beach and actively shooting across the beach area, and they did hit multiple people, what we know so far. Yes, and the Prime Minister has also said he's aware of the active security situation in Bondi, but it's still ongoing. Of course, the ambulance and police cars are still swarming the area that I am in, which is in Bondi now, just a couple of streets back from the beach, and the helicopters are still flying up ahead of me at the moment. There's lots of people walking along the street here now, just what looks like calling their friends and just making sure that they're okay, and entering their homes as well, just to get indoors. This is still very much an active incident.
Danielle, there's a video you mentioned that we just got. I want to make sure our viewers can see it. Now, it's brief, it's very short, but we see these two black silhouettes. They do appear to be carrying guns. They are carrying guns. So this is believed to be the video of two gunmen. Now, so that means multiple gunmen at the scene. Were there more than two? We can't tell you at this point. Police haven't told us. It's way too early. All of this breaking just in the last 60 minutes or so. But that is the glimpse of what appears to be gunmen at Bondi Beach. We know that two suspects have been arrested, but as Danielle has been reporting, there you go, the gunshot. As Danielle has been reported, this is still an active incident. Danielle, how close are you able, as soon as you found out this was happening, you started rushing to the scene. Are you able to get closer to Bondi? Are you making your way there, or has it now been cordoned off already?
Yes, so I'm a couple of streets back from Bondi, like 2 or 3 streets back from the beach. So we will be heading down there to get a bit closer to the scene. It was a bit difficult to get into the area as I drove in, as they are starting to block off some of the roads and cordon off some areas, and there is a lot of police cars driving around and ambulances really fast and blocking off some of those roads now. But I'm not close. I'm a walking distance away from the beach now. We just might have to head down there on foot with some of the roads being closed now as the incident, is ongoing at the moment. Still paramedics around, and still some people around the streets where I am, a few streets back, sort of walking away from the beach area, I'm assuming, just to get back home or to get out of that area as they sort of block it off and make an exclusion zone. And those helicopters still flying up overhead.
Typically, exclusion zones will be established by police, but of course the first priority is for first responders, for ambulances, and even for police to rush to the scene. And typically, the exclusion zone that you mentioned, Danielle, will be established as a secondary matter. They'll do it as fast as they can, but we're within an hour of what appears to be a mass shooting, possibly mass casualty incident. So I'm not surprised that they haven't yet cordoned off the neighboring streets, although that's very likely to happen soon. Bringing this to our viewers, The Australian Prime Minister has said that the scenes in Bondi are shocking and distressing. Police and emergency responders are on the ground working to save lives. My thoughts are with every person affected, end quote. And we just had this aerial shot that clearly showed the emergency response teams and the ambulances on the ground. You saw stretchers. So people are victims, people who've been, we believe, shot, are being treated by paramedics. So the aerial shots right now, these are some of the latest shots. And on some of this blurred footage, what you see are people who are injured and who are receiving medical treatment. You see the stretchers. We also saw people being carried away from the scene. You see a shotgun there. A shotgun there on the scene. A police officer appears to have secured that particular area of the scene. So it's very clear at this point, 10 minutes after 8 p.m. local time in Sydney, that there has been a shooting incident on Bondi Beach, very popular, with residents of Sydney, with tourists. And this is the immediate aftermath. This is the scene here. That what we just saw a moment ago was the snippet where we see what appears to be two suspected gunmen. That is what we know for the moment. And of course, it's going to take a police investigation to know who carried out this attack. But this video is pretty telling. Two individuals dressed in black at an active shooting scene. They do appear to be carrying guns. You hear the gunshots, multiple gunshots at the scene. So this was all playing out at Bondi Beach a very short while ago. Police are on the scene. They say that they have arrested two suspects. They also report multiple casualties. Now, we don't know how many of them might be fatalities at this point, and we certainly wouldn't want to speculate, but we know for a fact, because we see it on the video, that there have been multiple people injured in this incident. You see people running away from the scene, so running away not just from the beach, but running away also from the adjacent areas, from a danger that those crowds have seen there, and you will have heard the gunshots. Chilling scenes there from Bondi Beach. Danielle, can you help situate? Okay, police helicopter flying over the scene. This is live. Al Jazeera's Danielle Robertson, you see the ambulances there. Al Jazeera's Danielle Robertson is rushing to the scene. Can you help us understand what this area is? I mean, it's a beach, very clearly a popular destination. What part of the city is this in?
Yeah, so Bondi Beach, of course, is obviously iconic in Australia. It's well known around the world as one of the main icons of Australia. It's not far from the CBD, around 15 to 20-minute drive from the CBD. But, of course, this is where everyone comes, particularly during summertime. This is the main place everybody flocks down to. And if not Bondi Beach, they come around to the areas surrounding that suburb as well. So this would be full of people, full of tourists at this time. It is full of people and tourists around this time, locals all getting out and about during this time of the year, particularly at the height of summer. I'm also just seeing alerts now. Police are still sending out an alert right now saying that they're urging anyone in the Bondi Beach area to still take shelter. That's an alert that just came out recently.
Can you pause for a second? I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but we're gathering precious information from this live shot right now, aerial shot, where you see police officers, you see what appears to be two bodies covered with a white sheet. Does appear to be two. There's a car, all doors open, the hood, the trunk is open. We see blood, so this is one of the areas where gunfire clearly was exchanged. Now, we cannot tell you, of course, at this point, who are the people, but it could be, at this point, it could be that we are looking at the two suspects that police may have neutralized, because they did say that they had encountered two suspects. Now, whether what happened during that encounter, police will share with us probably fairly soon, but this is all happening live. All of this has unfolded over the last 60 minutes or so. All right, police have blocked off the road. There's no more movement in that area, so that is one area of Bondi Beach that they do appear to have cordoned off and prevented access to, and you see 2 bodies there. All right, Danielle, as we continue to watch, and I do apologize, some interruptions may be necessary, but as we continue to watch, please continue what you were saying.
Yes, so I'm just actually receiving some footage now. It is still very much an active incident, and we're hearing some bystanders as well trying to step in and help with those who are injured, and as well we're just heading down to the scene now. Sorry, there's a few blocked roads here. Yes, police are still urging anyone in Bondi to take shelter. It's still very much an active incident developing. We are seeing also members of the public trying to help people that have been injured down on the Bondi Beach area. We're just actually making our way down closer to the beach area now. We're just going to see if we can get access a little bit closer. Yes, the police operation is still very much ongoing.
I'll jump back in for a second, Danielle, because these pictures, I think a lot of the information right now that is available to everyone is coming from these pictures, and they're coming to us live. So the scene that we're all seeing and discovering together is playing out just a few meters away from the beach. Now, there's a road that runs parallel to that beach, and a section of that road has been cordoned off by numerous police vehicles. It runs, so there are overlapping roads, and what we just saw was in the middle of that cordoned off section, 2 bodies that are now covered with blood stains by the bodies. Immediately next to them was a car, and now the camera is focusing on another area, possibly a few hundred meters down the road or up the road, more bodies having been covered. So this does confirm to us visually that we're talking about a mass casualty incident. You see stretchers, you see ambulances, you see emergency response teams, and you see some of these perimeters have now begun to be cordoned off. The road, of course, has been blocked off, numerous police vehicles there. Local police have reported multiple casualties, and this situates us, you see exactly how close this was to the famous Bondi Beach. So all of this occurring on the road that runs just by the beach and the park areas next to it. All of this about 7 kilometers east of the CBD, as Danielle was telling us, Sydney's central business district. So multiple lanes of traffic now blocked off. And the gunshots that you're hearing, for viewers who have turned up the sound, the gunshots, that's not live. That's coming from the video that you're seeing in the bottom right corner of your screen. So those are the latest pictures. This is the scene that transpired over the last 60 minutes, including that video of what appears to be at least 2 gunmen or 2 armed assailants dressed in black. Danielle, how are you progressing on your end? How close are you getting to the scene?
Yes, we're just about to pull up now. There's a lot of people leaving the beach area, but we have reached a blocked road here, so we're just going to have to take another area. We can see people, big groups of people leaving Bondi Beach area and walking up towards the road, obviously away from the incident area. Many people on their phones. Some people, they are also still running up the street away from the beach area now. We'll just have to take a detour because we reached a blocked road there.
Well, this is typical of these incidents. As time passes, police is going to start cordoning off wider and wider areas around the area where the shooting took place. And obviously their first concern is going to be to put an end to what was, and possibly still is, an active shooting situation. At this point, we can't quite tell. and then they're going to want to bring first aid to the victims. Unfortunately, there are several bodies, so several people have been killed in this incident, with local police reporting multiple casualties. We see the police helicopters up in the skies, and as time passes, they will start cordoning off wider and wider sections of the beach and the areas adjacent to the beach. And all of this will then be picked over with a fine-tooth comb by investigators. The investigation will have to start very soon, but for now, we're just about an hour after this even started, and we don't yet have an official confirmation that this situation is now under control by law enforcement at Bondi Beach. So this small section, if you look to the right, you will see, unfortunately, what appear to be bodies. Human bodies covered with a white cloth. You see first responders with the yellow vests. And two more bodies there on the bridge, on the right side of the bridge, and then immediately after the bridge on the left, with again that vehicle. So light is dimming, so you may not be able to see it so well in 5 or 10 minutes, but you can still see it pretty well now. Next to those two bodies, there's a gray car, all the doors open, the trunk of the car and the front hood have all been opened, so it looks like the car has been searched. So if you're just joining us, it is 20 minutes past 9 GMT. That's 20 minutes past 8 p.m. local time in Sydney, where a shooting incident has taken place over the last hour or so. Australia's Prime Minister says that the scenes in Bondi are shocking and distressing. Police and emergency responders are on the ground working to save lives. My thoughts are with every person affected. Now, we're getting information from the New South Wales ambulance spokesperson that 13 people have been taken to hospital after the shooting.